Greetings. It is my true privilege today to share with you Happy Mother's Day, to share that greeting to you. And not only Happy Mother's Day, but Happy Ladies' Day. What I'm saying is, it's to all of you. Whether you're a mother, a daughter, a grandmother, an honorary mother, an honorary grandmother, an aunt, to all ladies, I want to extend a special greeting today. It's a privilege to share with you the welcome and the joy of this day. To all at the Altercare Nursing Home and the Altercare Community Church, my wife and I want you to know we love you guys. We miss you guys dearly. We pray for you regularly. We actually go up and down the halls by name, everybody's room, and pray for you. We love you, and we send you this greeting of love on this Mother's Day. When you speak of love, I got to tell you, what is the first thing when you think of a characteristic of a mother? You think of unending love. A love that would never stop. A love that would die for their child. A love that's always there. This love is recognized in the Bible. And I want to share with you a couple of verses that will encourage you, ladies. One is in the Old Testament. You know, the Lord God spoke through his prophets to his people. One of the prophets shared, he said, he says, I will comfort you. Speaking of God speaking, he says, I will comfort you as a mother comforts her child. You think of that. Here's God recognizing the depth of comfort that you as a mother would show to a child. You as an honorary mother would show to a little child. That love is real. I want to share to you another verse. Jesus in the New Testament shared regarding a city that he deeply loved. He shared this statement. He's speaking of this city. He made this statement that you guys will understand. He says, Jesus speaking, how often I have wanted to gather your children together as a hen protects her chicks beneath her wings, but you wouldn't let me. Jesus was speaking about a city he loved, how he wanted to gather the chicks together under his wings and protect them as a mother hen would gather her chicks and protect them. I know many of you at Altercare and many of you watching have seen a duck sitting on the bank of a lake with her wings kind of fluffed out. And when the duck is startled or has to move, you see it go, and all the chicks keeping warm under the wings start following it along that bank or out into the water. Or you'll see it with the geese. You'll see a goose, sitting along the edge of the lake. It has its wings kind of puffed out. And when it has to move, next thing you know is all the little goslings are following it down the edge of the lake. A beautiful thought and a beautiful picture in our mind of a true mother's love for her children. I want to share with you an encouraging story. This happened to me twice, this story. So it's a real thing. It's something that you say, wow, this really happened, but it's a picture of God's love for us, a mother's love for a child. It's something to encourage you as ladies, as people watching, that the love runs deep. This story happened in West Virginia. I used to camp down there pretty regular, and I'd go for hikes. I loved hiking up the mountain and across the meadow. On top of this mountain that we used to hike to, there was a narrow meadow that wound across the ridge. It was a very level ridge, and the meadow was narrow, and it just kind of made a big crescent and a zigzag around this ridge. And on this meadow, the grass had grown up to just about 6 inches, 8 inches higher than my knees. If I tried to walk through the grass where no one had been or where there no trucks had run, you could walk through, but it was a little bit tough. The easiest way to walk through the meadows in what we called the two-track. It was the old farm lane. There were 2 tire prints that had gone through that meadow for over 100 years. And no grass grew there. So even though the grass was over my knees, there was an area about that wide in 2 spots right where the truck tires always went. And if you just walked right down that path, you could walk easy. And the walking was smooth. Well, in the early mornings, I loved to walk up to that meadow and just see the sun come up, see the beautiful world. Well, it was in the spring one day, I was walking up there with my son's dog. It was a beagle. I always kept it on a leash because beagles, they're trained. If they smell something, they're to chase it. That's just their nature, and I didn't want to chase the beagle as it chased a rabbit or chase a squirrel, or it was known as if it smelled a deer, it wanted to chase it. It chased possums. Unfortunately, it chased skunks. It chased turkeys, and it would chase a bear if it had a chance, and yes, it did. So I always kept it on a leash. We're walking down the 2-track on this beautiful morning, and I'm walking 1 foot in front of the other, keeping in the easy walking, and the beagle was ahead of me with its nose to the ground, even though it couldn't see anything, with the grass coming up over it, walking down the same 2-track on the leash. I happened to look up, and about 50, 60 feet out in front of me, I noticed a turkey head pop up. And I thought, oh, that's cool. I saw a turkey. That's pretty close, 50, 60 feet. And turkeys, if you know a turkey, they're smart and they're fast. That turkey could run through that grass like it was nothing, and they run like the wind. So I figured 50, 60 feet out by the time we get there, that turkey's going to be off that meadow, over the ridge, and into the brush. Or it'd be down that 2-track so far that the dog would never even smell it, I thought, safe turkey. We're walking along, and we're getting close to the spot where I saw the turkey, and I'm paying no attention, thinking that turkey's long gone. And there's a little clearing right in the 2-track, right where my tire print was going to go, about that big, just where the grass was low. Without paying attention, I got 3 feet from it, not that close. And all of a sudden I looked down, and there's the mother turkey laying there with her head laying out flat to the ground, all just hunched down. And the dog walking that 2-track breaks into that little opening and sees it at the same moment that I saw it. And that dog makes instantly a yip and goes yip. And the turkey immediately makes a huge squawk and jumps straight in the air 3 feet and does a nose plant right into the ground, just 2 or 3 feet in front of us, laying there squawking with one wing flapping like this, trying to get our attention. There was a reason. When that turkey had jumped up and went 3 feet in front of us and laid there squawking and flapping his wing like it was injured, beneath it had been 8 little turkey chicks that all took off the opposite direction into the high grass. That mother turkey was protecting its baby chicks. It had no fear of us because it wanted us to hurt it before it hurt the chicks. It knew that dog could do permanent damage to those chicks. It really struck me about God's love for us. Because you look and you say, what's the correlation of God's love for us with that turkey and those chicks? Here's that mother turkey, when it's in harm's way, when there's a dog that far away from it, its nose, and the dog yips and jumps, and the mother jumps up and does a face plant on purpose to distract the dog and flaps around like it's injured. Its purpose is it wants to protect its chicks. Jesus is saying regarding the city and the people he loved, he's saying to us, how often I've wanted to gather you as a mother hen gathers her chicks under her wings and that protects them. We have a choice. Are we going to let them? In Jesus' day, when he's talking to that particular crowd, they wouldn't let him. They didn't want anything to do with it. They rejected him. They said, you're too strange for us. You're not what we expected. You're not a conqueror. He was God's humble servant. He was his son coming to earth. But he wants to gather us like that mother hen. And you know what's so cool about a mother's love and it being unending and it being so full? The mother turkey would give its life trying to have the dog attack it versus the chicks. Jesus did just that. On the cross, he gave his life for us. That's what makes the relationship. When he gave his life on the cross for us, we look and we say, wow, why would you do that for me? The Bible makes 2 statements that are really stick out in this time. One of them is, he says, Jesus said he expressed his love to us. You know what I mean? God shows his love for us while we were yet sinners. Christ died for us. Before I even deserved it, before you even deserved it, he died for us. And then he wanted us to come underneath his wings and be protected. And then the other really cool thing is, who loves first? A mother loves her child first. When a child's born, it doesn't come and say instantly, Mom, I love you, I love you. Oh, thank you for giving me life. No, a mother loves first and a child responds to a mother's love. You as mothers know that. And another beautiful Bible verse is, we love him. Meaning, speaking of us, we love Jesus. We love him because he first loved us. I encourage you as mothers today, you think about it, the depth of Jesus' love for you. It's shown just like the verses state that we started with. It says, I will comfort you as a mother comforts her child. God was speaking through his prophets to the people he loved in the time of the Old Testament. And Jesus carries it into the New Testament like the mother hen protecting her chicks. My prayer for you is, each of you at Altercare, each of you out there listening as mothers, we're in a troubled time. We love you. We're praying for you. We're praying God's protection for you. You think about it, the dog could do permanent harm to the chicks. Stop and think. What stopped that dog from doing permanent harm to the chicks? The dog was on a leash. Someone was holding that dog. In your life, think about God watching over your life. What can do permanent harm to you? God is protecting each of us that choose to follow him from permanent harm. The permanent harm I'm referring to is separation from Jesus. When we choose to follow Jesus, God's there protecting us for eternity, that we look forward to, that when these troubles in earth are done, we have eternity. That dog isn't going to get us. I say thank you for being a mother. Thank you for listening to me sharing with you the depth of love God has for you, and thanking you as ladies, all ladies, whether you're a mother, honorary mother, daughter, grandmother, honorary grandmother, I'm thanking each of you for loving us, loving all of us. You make a difference in this world today, and you make a difference in Altercare, at the nursing home, and to all other ladies listening. Thank you for making a difference in your families. Thank you for making a difference in the lives of those around you. We love you, ladies, and God bless to each of you. We love you so much. Take care and God bless. Thank you.